Good morning. I want to hear charts and labs. It is Friday the 6th. We are tailing a really bad day yesterday. The market shifted on us, and we were not quick enough to put in our stop loss and get a decent exit um, out of that. So today is going to be kind of a hopefully disciplined day. I'm trying to not revenge trade. It is a fault that I have had many a times with this with these small accounts. Anytime I feel like I was in a good play like I was yesterday, and then it shifts on me and I take a big loss, the emotions stir and you start making some bad trades. So we're gonna avoid that. Oh, it looks like we did not catch our play. Let me get my screen shared so we can see what's going on. Market just opened. Okay, so I set this for fun just to kind of see, and of course it didn't come to that. It was up at $3. It was acting like it was going to maybe be super low at open, and so I was trying to catch it on a big like a big drive down like it did. So let's cancel this order. I was hoping to catch it on a big gap or a big flush. And then when it recovered, I was going to try to just sell on that spike and just make a quick move. But it never went down that low. Still up at 271, 265, 153 on these. These are two calls that I was looking at. Big driver today on the market. As you can see, a big flush down. That caused the price drop is oil prices surging and the bond market sold off yield spiked as well. So that causes especially tech stock to drop um, pretty hard. And they dropped very hard today. So we're going to get into the 15-minute. And I'm actually going to remove some of these lines because we got this blue was yesterday's range and yeah, and it broke out, but then it failed. We came back up to it. Now we failed. So this looks like a failed zone, which is this light blue. I'm going to get rid of. This was a trend line that was increasing. That went. I bet the other one that I had is right back in target. You might look at those. So green was Tuesday. Where does this purple line go to? So purple was last week, and then white is Monday. So what we're going to do is we're going to make dark blue, dark blue. That's last week. And then this is going to be the light blue is going to be where we opened up this week. Basically, Monday. I don't know who drew that. Okay, so now we have last week's zone and the beginning of this week's zone. And we're waiting to see what today's range is going to be. I feel like there's going to be a magnet to this $600 level. And the 595, 605 is going to be the push. I don't know if it's going to happen today. Fridays are very difficult because it is where the end of the week stuff, end of the week expires, going into the weekend. A lot of variables that can lead into Fridays being very difficult to trade. So, going to try to be a little careful, capture a win and get out. Surprised to see that the max pain is still 607, so that leaves me a little bit call bias based on us being at 600, and we closed and it's starting to push down on the 5-minute. I don't want to look. So on the phone version of Webull, they still have the indicator called the TTM squeeze, uh, which is a momentum indicator. I used it when I was building my indicator that we have on the momentum clouds. I have it used in the code. I had it represent off the TTM momentum indicator. So this momentum cloud building is kind of factored into it. This is a momentum indicator. Also, RSI is flying straight down. Price is moving pretty hard right now, down 600. RSI is way down. That squeeze indicator is looking to turn negative. It was just, what am I on? 5 minute. Yeah, it's still technically kind of flat right now. It hasn't gone full, and that's because it was so positive going into um, so positive going into the close yesterday that it just now this was a good run up at close and then now a big drop. So we have max down, momentum down. We have on ours, we're on the 15-minute. We're gonna go to the 1 minute just to see big, huge momentum cloud building down. Let's see. There's a strong momentum into close, but it definitely failed. So it looks like it's trying to bounce off of last week's range. There, it's pressing down a little bit now. I'm gonna hold this on the 15-minute. So my strategy that I typically do is called is a variation of the orb. It's an opening range break strategy where you wait for the 15 minutes of opening, which in market in the market for the New York Open, very volatile. A lot of people are taking their day trade positions. The scramble kind of puts on a premium on the prices. So you wait for the 5 minutes for sure, but ideally, if you wait 15 minutes, the price will kind of settle, and you could get a better entry. Yesterday, what happened? I feel like I had a good strategy, and the chart played in perfectly. I maybe didn't have the best entry, which caused me to want to average down a little bit. And when it broke hard, it ended up costing me pretty dearly. I lost all my gains that I had um, built up for this week in one sick day. I was up heaps. So I'm biased to playing the upside. I just don't know where. And I want to see something really show me that it's establishing a bottom. Kind of looks like it's starting to. That's the expected energy output to be more. The sanction waiver on oil is just one of the many tools we have. Okay, so let's try to grab. I wanted to grab three of. Oh, it's jumping. Dang it. I saved a little bit to be able to average down, but I hope I got that. They're talking about waiving sanctions in order to get. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I do have it. Okay, we're climbing. Waiving sanctions to make sure that we don't get screwed on oil. So I'm up 5%. Oop, it's coming back down. What do I have as buying power? I almost got this at 115. I just was a little too slow. Just $82. It's not very much. 145. Now we're climbing up pretty steady. So I did get in a little bit early. There wasn't really an indicator that flashed on this buy. This was kind of based off the quick sharp bounce off. As the on Bloomberg, they're talking kind of positive. And then this last week, bottom range, it looks like it's bounced off that. As far as an exit, I don't know if I have one. Maybe we could look at 602.72 as a decent exit. Let's just say it does go all the way up there, and we're going to try to go for a good profit. We're going to go 73 just because of the number. That's a big win. That's 58.9%. I don't know if I want to hold that long, but it would be cool to get this one over 211 area for a decent win to get me back in the game. The bots are kicking my butt. Oh, we went way down. Jobs shock just happened. Oh, this is volatile. Can this thing spike? Just a friendly reminder, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. So this is just me showing you some familiarity with the market and getting you some experience so that you have the so that you're comfortable in making these decisions and plays yourself. Showing you the different tools and such. We're in a very volatile time right now at the market. So day trading, small account, 0-day options is gonna be tough. So I'm gonna just set that. In order to kind of go into something a little bit different, we're gonna let that kind of ride. Have a little bit of faith that this is gonna go up. But I've been talking to a couple people about some other strategies, other plays. And so looking at the markets right now, trying to play individual tickers or even indices and trying to pick points of entry often is difficult, especially as things get really volatile with geopolitical stuff or any kind of economic factor that becomes difficult. So one thing that you can do as a wealth building tool is dividend stocks. And a couple that I like are, you have your AT&T. I don't really care for Coke, but that's a big Warren Buffett one. But AT&T and Verizon are communication stocks that have kind of become conglomerate dividend payers, and they kind of average between 5 and 6% APY a year. So they're good payers. But there's a couple of unique ones that I like that I look at that compound and have a better compounding factor because they pay their dividend more often. This is one that I tell a lot of people about is ORC. And if we go into, let's change this to a daily time frame. You can see they're paying their dividend more often. Normal dividend stocks, or majority of dividend stocks, are going to pay quarterly. They do the earnings report and they do a quarterly dividend payout. Sometimes they'll do a special dividend, whether it be 6 months or 12 months, kind of a special drop for like a bonus kind of thing. And these guys, and looking at it, it's like 12 cents, 12 cents, very small. But that's on $7 a share, and you're getting 12 cents per. So when we come over to this and we look at the dividend, you're going to get $1.44 per year on a per share that you own, on the $7 that you own. That's a 19.89% APY on the year. That's exceptional. Like again, most of these dividends you're looking for in that 3 to 6% range, and then you're also looking for some growth out of the stock. So like even though like this one is down, it was climbing pretty steady up, and it's kind of down right now. The since the end of January, it's been retracing, but the dividend stayed the same. It hasn't paid the dividend. Did not pay the dividend. It paid. Hmm. No, a buddy of mine has it, and he's been getting his dividends. So I'm curious why it's not reported on Webull, because he's been getting his dividends still. That's odd that it's not showing on here. But it actually kind of raises the price, the variable now. Let's see. Did it go all the way up? Thought we were thought we were on the climb. It's kind of back, all the way down, all the way back. QQQ was climbing. So there's those, and then there's another kind of more unique unique one. They're called yield boost weekly dividends. So this is by Granite Shares and this is by Round Hill. These are two people that offer them. If you look at like Tesla as a stock, this is Granite Shares yield boost paying off of what is Webull's reporting data is a little bit off because I was on my phone and I was looking at this and I was able to see these guys pay every week. And by paying every week, oh yeah, look, their information's all messed up. So I have to tell you on my phone. That is disappointing. Webull, what is going on? We had a little bounce, but futures are dropping. Where am I at? Where am I at? Webull. And we want to go to TSYY. TSYY. So on a year, their APY is 305% right now. That's because the price is dropping a little bit. Dividend is going to be about 11.86, maybe $12. But so they pay weekly. And the last couple was, or this today is 7 cents. Last week was 11 cents. So what they do is they do option strategies like strangles and straddles and probably some call spreads. But basically they're trading options for the week with their funds of sort. And they then create a yield out of that and create a dividend. So 7 cents obviously a little bit lower this week than their last one, being 11 cents. So that's obviously small, but that's 300% a year is huge. And so that way you're able to play the options volatility and create a yield off of that without yourself having to actually play the options. Because as you can see, we're getting smoked right now. We are getting smoked. Let's go to the 5 minute. Is there a recovery in this guy? Does she have the gas? MACD is still rounding. There's still room to come down. I doubt it went low enough for me to get another one, but I'm disappointed I couldn't get this because I could have got I could have got 3 of them for sure if I would have waited for it to go under 130. 111 was kind of where I was looking, so it's back to where I originally saw it before the spike, and I bought it mid spike. Trying to play that momentum rally. So I guess I could get a little risky and go a little bit higher if I'm still thinking that it's got room to go. So let's see. We've had a 15-minute update. Let's see where the volume is at on today's options. Nope, I want to look at not next week. doesn't have the oh, there we go. Calls and puts up. Doesn't have any volume data yet. That's interesting. Oh, there are no current. This may occur at the end of each day. Normally has it. But if we look here, max pain started at 607 today. It is back down to 606. So it has came down after the first 15 minutes where it's updated, but it's still above where we're at. So the market makers are going to want to push this price up to um, to de-risk or de-hedge their call exposure, or to sell more puts in down here and then move it up to kill more puts. So they either want to get it above, 603 would be cool if we got all the way up to 603. It just can't get there too slow. We need a move to happen here in the next 20-30 minutes to get us that that value in our calls, because we're probably not going to see 605 unless something drastically changes. But today is looking very difficult, very hard for 605 to get to. But what we want to see is like a 602.50 range, and kind of quickly. So if we look at, and then 180, we could get there kind of quickly, or 603.50 would even be 603.30. That gets us in by to our 211 by 7:15. So that's 25 minutes from now. Just need a good little run up, and it looks like we had a good little spike. So let's see what we got for this for today. We're going to move this auto so I can zoom in and see properly. What color do we want to use? White today, because that's what we're horizontal ray. What did we? Let's actually place this a little bit more accurately. The high was 607. Close enough. We're going to change this to white for the active day and do array. And the low was 598.54, 598. Oh, very 53, close enough. So this is our opening range. I'm 1 penny above and 1 penny below, but same. Now if we switch to the 5-minute, you can see we're in that range. Now we also are in the low of last week, and this week we're above. This week, so Monday's open was 606. We're gonna go into the 1-minute just to kind of get a more quick acting candle to follow. See, so this was the kind of reactive one, 604.65, and this one 602.41. So these are going to be levels that I'm going to look at as maybe profit taking points, depending how the chart is acting. But we do have a nice bottom kind of holding, and we're trying to build on. So what was this one's low? This one's low was the 598.54. And then this one's low was 599.18. Yeah, so the big concern right now, oil prices go up is going to affect inflation. Yield prices going up is going to affect rate cuts. And then that's also going to affect the likelihood of rate cuts because inflation is going to go up. And with no rate cuts, that means that tech and these companies that have to borrow are going to companies that have to borrow. Lending is hard. It's harder to expand, and that's what's going to create this downward pressure on the economy. So just kind of for fun, we're going to look at the high of this one, kind of the peak of that little W, 601.43. All right, going to be very difficult. 60. And this one was 601.70, a little bit higher. Trying to get it to go up slowly. Little turd. We're gonna probably get this, whatever. Close enough. So looking to stay in this channel, and I'll hold my calls. But looking at it, I'm seeing the price within the 604, 605 kind of as a plateau, even if it stayed up all the way through without breaking below or up. I mean, up would obviously would be a greater move. Would love an up break, just not likely. So, this is where, stacking your profits in other assets when you day trade preserves your account. I was up pretty big. Started this challenge for March. Uh-oh. Started this challenge for March with 675-ish dollars or so in this account. Got up to 1,200, over 1,200 before blowing the account up yesterday. Possibly today too. But the goal is to beat the bots for a month. And my grid bots, TXC is really struggling with the volume right now. And there was some, what do we want to call it? Kind of like a hacker, but somebody reverse engineered and got access to where they were getting part of the mine. They were mining directly. So the TXC is a permission mining project where only the TXC itself mines all the coins. It's not permissionless like Bitcoin. It's limited access to the mining. Somebody reverse engineered and was able to get in and started mining part of it, and they had to do some network upgrades. Doing some network upgrades forced some of the exchanges to hold trades because they also had to do some upgrades to their nodes. So those network delays even more so reduced the volume in TXC, which unfortunately on a low volume, thin liquidity project like TXC is magnified. So we're actually seeing a little bit of a price drop after we were almost breaking back above this 20-cent mark. And my grid bots were getting some decent action because if we look at these, what is that? 770. The grid bot's gonna beat me. If you look at these guys, I think I don't know if we've had enough of a spike. I've also bought and sold some manually. Yeah, so now this guy's paused. I only have this one going. This one's just barely paused. This one's going. Parameters. This one's been going for 4 days. We got about $2 in arbitrage profits from buying low, selling higher. 211 in arbitrage profits. So that's building. This one, I don't know if it's going to let me because it's paused. This one's been going for 6 days. Automatically withdraw profits, reinvest daily. I don't know. Since that one's paused, I don't know if it can act on that trade. I need it to go above 1888, which is, and then these guys are in the twos. So I need to get this price back up a little bit to get those guys some action. But 211, 647. So in the week, I've made, 811 or so. The polar tensor, um, waiting to make a little transfer deposit, but wallet, trading. Here's a live trading. This is an AI bot that actually is doing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Cardano in its trading. Waiting for the trades to come in. There it goes. Bitcoin coming in slowly. A few details. Maybe this will come up a little bit better. Last week it's over 5.3% going back to last Friday. That's with no activity on Saturday and Sunday. There we go. Here's our live trades. They're coming. A little slow, but a lot of green. So making some profit over here. Oh, we were up. Why did I miss? We were over 602. Did we sell? Very disappointing week job number. Big drop in the jobs number. How much am I up on this? Is it worth me taking my profits? 16% at the high. Up only 5 or 6%. So we did get a little flash down, tested last week's range again, but we had a reversal where we cleared above the volume weighted moving average here, and now we got some momentum going on the 1 minute. If we do the 5 minute, we just have a nice green candle still within the range. We have a flattening volume weighted moving average. This is a good sign. I want to stay in this for the climb back up. Go to the 5 minute on this, and our nice green candle. We're touching the 9 EMA on the 5 minute on the 5 minute 602.5 is what we touched. We're trying to get up to 605.69. A little bit more of our long dated one. So we are seeing nice. We are climbing. We're up 20%. If this gets up into the 170, 180 range and starts looking like it's going to fail, I might look to take profits. So we'll see. We're watching. 167, 165. Go to the 1 minute. Nice. Could get a break above this. We could get into that 603 range. That would be huge. We got some runners going. Rocket Lab running. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of green right now. there is some negative trades though, on everybody. Got smoked on a little bit of a pullback, but quickly followed with some profit. Stacking some Bitcoin profit. Like that. I like that. So this is kind of a cool one. I'm up to 798 in this account. There's a little bit of some commissions that I get from the referral of some of the people on my team that they're profiting and topping off. So that also bodes well for this one. The gridbot strategy is kind of got the most against it, and that's kind of how TXC has been this whole time. There's just been one thing after another that's kind of just stacked up against the project and has led to this, kind of beat down on the price. But I'm a value buyer. So one of my biggest things that I was very successful at this year or well last year was I was buying Intel when it was $18 because the overreaction to stuff always sets up the greatest value, um, to come back for the recovery. So, oh, we're gonna regret not taking our 22%, looks like, unless we get this rally going again. That was a good rally that stalled. I like the 3 minute. So 604.72, that was a legit number that we looked at on this. I think we're going to put that back as our 604.72. This would be our goal. If we could get to this by 808, just because I think that's a cool, maybe I won't do it because it's 5 minutes. That's 236. I'm holding that 211. 222 would be a cool goal too. I'm trying to not be too greedy, but that'd be a good recovery. Oh wow, we're jumping way all over the place. What happened? We wicked and almost got back into that 22% profit I saw, and then it shot right back down. Am I gonna regret not taking my 22%? These are getting kind of, so this I don't like on this. On the 3 minute right here, unless this candle can build and set a new high, I don't like. So this one's high was 602.56, 602.45. So we need to go not only over the 602.45, that was the high of this middle candle. I want to see over 602.56. I don't I don't like I don't like the falling of that high in the wicks. So we are getting the support of the EMA 9 on the 3 minute. It's coming up underneath. We have momentum turning, we have MAC turning. There are some positive algorithms building on this, but I want to see a 602.60 or 602.80 here pretty quickly on this 3 minute window. So 706, and we have, so this one just started. This candle just started, but we want to see this thing climb, and I don't want to see a bottom wick to at least a very big one. If it's got a little baby bottom wick, that's okay, but I want to see 602.70, 602.60 here pretty quickly. 604.66 now is the new. So we might even just look at 604.50. How fast can it get there? So let's look. 604.5. We're going to do 604.22. The lucky deuce deuce. And we're going to do it by 745 is 222. Yeah, okay. We'll set that as our sell. Sell 2 at 222. That'll do. Wow, we dropped hard. Very, very 2.22. This is going to be this is the difference between like an AI bot and a person. I have the emotion, I have feeling, I'm getting effects by we got really bad data, but then we have some good reports coming out in talks. We have some stuff going up and some stuff going way down. Getting the alerts and stuff trigger me to think that there's a possibility of a reversal. We're looking at max pain over here, trying to see where they're trying to push it. And max pain is still 606, so it's still above. So I'm called bias. We're over 600. These are all things that are influencing me, where that AI that is just algorithmic, pure, unemotional plays. I'm trying to read these. I did not want to see that red candle on the 3 minute. That's tough. But we are still in our channel here on the 1 minute. So even though that was a negative, we got to see this reversal, and then by the, what are we going to say? In the next two candles, I want to see it got above these guys, or we're going to be smoked here. Need a bounce. Bad. And I'm going to be very upset because I had 22% twice as profit possibility, and I'm holding here for more because because I lost so bad yesterday, which is exactly why what I said I did not want to do. So hopefully I don't look foolish on this one. Ouch. I think, let's see. And at 164. Now if I'm going to do it in 20 minutes, I need 167. I need 602.40 by 7:30. There's a good chance I take it this time. I'm kind of upset that I didn't take it the last two times I watched it. I think I even saw 170 a couple times. And we're all the way down to $1. Very gross, very gross. Trying to get a bigger move out of here than what's available. And we're below. So this is not looking pretty for this play. Might have blown up the account, and then we're going to rely on my grid bots and my AI bots because I turned into a sour trader because I'm not playing properly. Very disappointed in myself. Setting it, I'm lowering my expectations on this. This thing has to really run. And we're running out of time. It is channeling. I am a little bit off on my exact, but it is channeling in this, and there is some upward momentum. But I don't know if I know if there's enough. Stocks sink, new weak jobs. Fed's daily says labor market weakens, shows dual risks persist. Lebanon reels. Iran, Slovakia to buy more Russia gas. Trump wants unconditional surrender, won't seek a deal. That's what's driving the market. And we are still kind of fighting this little down. So I guess the real up is if it gets above here. We're going to just set this off this one. The high of this in the third minute was 602.40. Oh, it's getting there. Make this one make it be orange. Oh, as I say that, we're over it. I was just about to lose faith. I think they sold. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't set it. We're back up into that. This is the best sign actually that we've been. This is our highest price we've been. This is where I'm looking for the break above. We're on the 1 minute, so we got to see at 7:15. We're right on time. There's a big drop back. Dang, if I would have set that at 175, it would have been good. Need to see. Let's see if I can get it to sell. 2, 7. Give me one more. I saw it hit it once. Looks like it sold. Just had to take my win. 18% today, up $67, 442. I have a long way to recover to track down these bots, and it looks like it might break. Watch this for a little second. Ooh, it's going to try to go 603. And in that case, I'm going to leave $25 on the table times 2, which would be, let's see, 602. I didn't get that one. Where did I get the? Oh, I think I got this one. This is the one I sold for 175. I sold for 175, and it's just now gonna hit 180 because price broke over 603. There it goes. I'm gonna end this video on the win. We'll see how this goes. I'm happy with the exit, but disappointed in this week. So hopefully next week's better. Have a good one, guys.